Godzilla mixed in with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers mixed in with a little bit of Top Gun, I'm there. Pacific Rim. Basically, the story goes that these monsters erupted out of a little hole in the earth in the Pacific Rim, and they're, taking over all our major cities, just beating the crap out of buildings and everything. Except we were smart, so we built these like Megazord type things to kick the crap out of the robots. And this movie stars this one kid, I don't actually know his name, but it starts off with a story about him and what happens in his past. But then it fast forwards 5 years and he gets contacted by Idris Elba, who tells him that he has to return to the Jaeger program, which is like, the Megazord type thing, because they need him so they can stop some more monsters. Now Pacific Rim, from the first trailer, I was really looking forward to this movie. It just looked like a really big fun summer action movie. Now first off, before we get to the fights, let's talk about the characters for a second. The main kid was fine in this movie, he got the job done. The girl that he meets is really cool, she has a really cool backstory. Idris Elba was awesome in this movie, he's great in everything that he's in. And now let's talk about the fights. And yeah, they are big, they're intense, they are awesome. Although some of the fighting in this movie I think might have been a little too big. Not in like that Man of Steel type of way where it's like, it's too much action, so you're just kind of like, okay guys, let's back off for a second, focus on the story. This one, you have all these big action scenes roped in with all this story. I think the scenes were a little too impressive for their own good, because I was watching some of these action scenes, and my jaw dropped, and I'm just like, turn my brain off, just want to see robots fighting monsters. And then they try to pull you back into the story, and you're like, oh, right, yeah, there's a story I gotta focus on here. Turn your brain on, go. So it kind of felt like I missed something, almost like I fell asleep in the movie. I know I didn't fall asleep in the movie, but it kind of feels like that because, I don't know, it numbed my brain basically. I don't know if that's a negative to the movie though. That might be a positive, that might be a negative, I'm not sure. But I feel like it's something that needs to be addressed when going into this movie. So a couple gripes I did have with this movie though involved the two scientists that are in this movie. Charlie Day's character I didn't mind as much, he was still really eccentric. But my problem was more or less with his sidekick, who's that dude who played like Daggett's henchman or whatever in The Dark Knight Rises, who kind of, he was the first one to walk out into the ice and then he, falls and dies. That guy, he's in this movie, he's also really eccentric, just like Charlie Day. But I don't know why, something about him just rubbed me the wrong way in this movie. They're both really fast talkers and they have a lot of information that you have to listen to, so you're kind of just like, alright guys, decaf coffee next time, alright? Decaf coffee. You can't really go into this movie and expect super deep characters though. Like if you go into this movie and expect the main character to be as well fleshed out and deep as James Kirk, you're gonna leave this movie disappointed. The movie really revolves around robots fighting monsters. That's what you should have paid to see, and that's what you got in this movie. But it's not like that's all you get in this movie. The story in this movie is completely fine. It's just not groundbreaking or revolutionary or anything like that. So Pacific Rim is a really fun movie. You're gonna leave this movie with a big smile on your face. I'm gonna give the movie a B+. It's a very fun ride and you should all go check it out. So Pacific Rim, what do you think of it? Have you seen it? And what do you think of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers? This is probably the only time I'm ever going to get to ask anybody that, so comment down below. Let me know what you think about the Power Rangers. As in the original Power Rangers, not, anything after that. And thanks for watching this video. If you guys like it, then click here to see more.